the room. Watch your attitude.
Eat your vegetables.
Say goodbye online. Did you do your homework?
Are you listening?
When you're a kid, you get used to listening. Listening to your friends, teachers, parents. You get used to just following along. But what if you knew in your heart that the adults who were telling you to listen to them were wrong? For me, I faced this very problem the day my favorite book went missing from the Shelbourne Elementary Library.
And this book.
By Ellen Gratz. Normally, I would already have my favorite book checked out, but our librarian, Mr. Jones, says you can only renew a book twice in a row.
I think you made that rule up just to make me read other books, which I would have done anyway. Oh, Amy Ann, wait.
Oh, just let me grab my book.
No, Amy Ann, I had to take it off the shelf.
Take it off the shelf? What did you mean, take it off the shelf?
Why?
Well, some parents got together and decided it wasn't appropriate for an elementary school, and the school board agreed with them.
Your favorite book was banned from the school library.
But it isn't inappropriate. It's very appropriate. It's my favorite book.
I agree. I promise you,
I'm going to fight this.
But in the meantime, I have to abide by what the school board says, or I could lose my job. You can help, though.
How?
Well, there's going to be a school board meeting this Thursday night. I'm going to be there to tell them all how wrong they are. It'd be even better if they heard it from you.
Me? Are you crazy, Mr. Jones?
Me? Get up in front of a bunch of adults and tell them why that book is my favorite book?
I can't do that!
That's what I wanted to say. Instead, what I said was,
Okay.
The late bus dropped me off at my house.
Right then and there, I thought about running away from home, just like the main characters in my favorite book.
The one that got banned?
it's from the mixed-up files of Mrs. Basil E. Breakwiler. I like a lot of other books, too.
Especially Island of the Blue Dolphins,
Hatchet!
My Side of the Mountain,
And Julia the
What? Basically, any story where the main character gets to live alone.
But I wasn't alone. Inside with my parents, my brother, my sister, and...
Not a lot of quiet.
Alexis! Brian, we're getting in 15 minutes. Come set the table. I've asked them 3 times. Oh, it's just love.
I cringed a little.
I told my parents I took the late bus home every day because I was staying late for different clubs, but I wasn't really in any club.
I just sat in my favorite corner of the library and read.
Hon, I'll need you to pick up Brian from basketball this week.
I can do every day except Thursday.
I knew it was now or never.
I want to go to the school board meeting on Thursday. They're going to ban my favorite book.
Who is?
The school board.
Why? Is this something you shouldn't be reading in the first place?
No, I've read it like 100 times.
It sounds like you're pretty fired up about this. I guess we can make it work.
I was going to the school board meeting. For once, I had actually said what I was thinking, and something was happening about it.
Thursday came quickly, and suddenly Dad and I were standing at the end of the school board meeting.
How was I ever going to stand up and read what I'd written in front of all of those people?
Oh, Amy Ann, I'm so glad you could make it. Amy Ann's our own honorary librarian. I think she spends more time in the library than I do. I was suddenly worried Mr. Jones would let it slip that I'd been hanging out there every day instead of going to clubs.
Didn't know I'd been lying to Mom and Dad. So what's all this about book banning?
Well, it's not the first time we've had a book challenged in the library, but it's the first time the school board has gone over my head to pull a book from the shelves. And it's all because of that woman there.
She doesn't look like a book burner.
That is Mrs. Sarah Spencer.
A pillar of our fair community.
She's a member of the Shelbourne Elementary PTA, the Shelbourne Elementary Playground Redevelopment Committee, and the Race to the Cure Foundation. But more importantly, Mrs. Spencer
Is rich.
which means that the school board listens to her even more than they listen to me.
I didn't know Mrs. Spencer, but I knew her son, Trey.
He was in 4th grade too.
And he and I had a history.
We call the meeting to order.
Blah, 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 boring adult stuff, blah, blah, blah.
It is now time for public comment. Dr. Jones is our first speaker.
He's a doctor?
Not a medical doctor, library science, probably.
There were library scientists?
My eyes went wide as I imagined librarians and lab cooks looking at books under microscopes.
Wild-haired library scientists cataloging books with giant machines that crackled with electricity.
I was so busy imagining what it would be like to be a library scientist that I missed most of Mr. Jones' speech.
Is the larger question of intellectual freedom. It is our job as educators to expose our children to as many different points of view as possible. That's what good education is. I respectfully ask that the school board overturn this arbitrary, closed-door decision to remove these books. Thank you.
You tell him, Mr. Jones!
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Mrs. Spencer, you wanted to speak?
Ladies and gentlemen of the school board, I grew up in this county. I was a student at Shelbourne Elementary once, and no, I won't say how long ago. Back then, the school library was a safe place, a place where parents could trust that their children wouldn't find a book that taught them how to lie or steal or cheat.
No book I'd ever read had taught me to lie, to steal, or to cheat.
Now, I'm not for censorship, but we have to protect our children. I'm sure Mr. Jones wouldn't call it censorship to keep adult magazines full of SEX out of his library.
S-E-X? Did she think the kids in the room couldn't spell?
This is just 11 books, and I hope you can find it in your wisdom and common sense as parents to see that no child is ever exposed to them again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Spencer. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this issue?
This was it. All I had to do was stand up and walk to the podium.
Anyone? All right then, there being no further comment on the matter, I move to uphold this board's decision to remove these books from the Shelbourne Elementary Library.
Seconded. No! I was supposed to say something.
But I hadn't.
I couldn't.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay!
Motion carries. Anyone else have another issue they'd like us to hear?
And just like that, it was over.
My one chance to speak up, and I had done what I always did.
I sat there and said nothing.
I don't think we need to sit around for the rest of this.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not your fault at all, honey. You didn't do anything.
I know. That's the problem.
I wanted to say.
But I didn't.
In the hallway, I pulled the piece of paper out of my pocket and unfolded it.
Why from the Mixed-Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler is my favorite book.
Is that your speech? Why didn't you read it? Dang it, Amy Ann. I thought that was the whole reason we came out here tonight. I'm sorry. I know it's hard for you to speak up. What was the book called anyway? The Mixed Up Mrs. Frankenfurter?
Dad joke.
Ah, you love it. Is it this one? Now it doesn't matter if they have a copy in the school library or not.
Thanks, Dad.
I was glad to have my own copy.
But I still wanted one back on the library shelves too.
The next morning on the bus, I was greeted by my best friend, Rebecca Zimmerman.
Rebecca's parents were both lawyers, and she wanted to be one too when she grew up. When the other kids were passing notes, Rebecca never did.
Never leave a paper trail. Hey, how was the school board meeting? Did you read that thing you wrote? No, I didn't. Amy Ann, you worked all week on that. What happened? Nothing.
All the books are still banned.
Isn't that one of them? Yeah, my dad bought it for me. That lady said it teaches kids how to lie, steal, and cheat, but they don't do any of that stuff.
Only now that I thought about it, they do kind of do those things.
Cool. Can I borrow it?
I was surprised.
All the times I talked about from the mixed up files, Rebecca had never once been interested in reading it. Until now.
Okay, only don't lose it.
Hey, are you guys talking about those books that Trey's mom got me?
Rebecca blushed because she had a crush on.
Danny!
I didn't get it.
Danny was nice, but all he seemed to care about was
His head!
I said no standing on the bus.
I read that list and I realized. I know one of these books, you know, like, not from class. We own one of them at home.
Which one?
Wait till Helen comes?
It was one of the books on the list I hadn't read yet.
Can I borrow it?
Sure, but why do you guys care so much? Are these books really good or something?
Well, I mean, they have to be. Why else do you think they banned them?
This gave me an idea. I was going to read every book Mrs. Spencer and her friends had banned from the school library.
The list! Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret, Matilda, Harriet the Spy. Wait till Helen comes, it's perfectly normal. Scary stories to tell in the dark. The Egypt Game, all the Captain Underpants books, and from the Mixed-Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler.
I felt a secret thrill at doing something an adult told me not to do. That afternoon, I emptied my piggy bank and counted it up.
I asked Mom and Dad if I could order some books on Amazon.
So it turns out it's perfectly normal is not a novel.
It's a non-fiction book all about SEX, as Miss Spencer would say.
With pictures. I could have died.
Instead, I chose the Egypt Game
And scary stories. And read them as soon as they arrived. Rebecca, Danny, and I all read the books together. It's like we had our own little book club.
Amy Ann, I looked all over you in the cafeteria. Where were you?
There was a note in my locker.
Did you send me a note? Never leave a paper trail. Who else would send me a note?
You could, you know, read it and find out.
And it had pink loogie handwriting on it.
Danny said you have the Egypt Game. Can I, read it? Jana.
It's from Jana Park. She wants to borrow the Egypt Game.
Oh, yeah, I told her you had a copy.
OMG! Dana Park!
Popular Jana Park had written me a note and called me
No one had ever called me AA before.
And I liked it.
I wrote a note back to Jana and stuck it in her locker.
Jim,
Sure.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Love.
No, too soon. AA.
And that's how the Banned Books Locker Library, the BBLL, began.
But Mrs. Spencer Spencer wasn't done.
She had another list of books.
More? Honestly, Mrs. Spencer, have you read any of them?
I don't need to read them. I've looked up reviews of the books online. I've already spoken to members of the school board, and they agree that these books have no place in an elementary school library.
Well, be that as it may, until I hear from the school board, these books will remain on the shelf.
I see. You know, before I go, I think I'll pick out a few books to check out. For Trey.
Anything I can do to help?
No thanks.
She held up a piece of paper with a new book she wanted to ban written on it.
I have a list.
I knew what Mrs. Spencer was doing.
So did Mr. Jones.
While Mr. Jones wasn't looking, I snatched the list from the counter. I needed it.
Every time Mrs. Spencer took a book from the school library, I was going to add a book to my secret locker library.
Soon after, a steady line of kids were meeting me at my locker, looking for a banned book to read.
Sometimes I had the book in stock, but other times it was already lent to somebody else.
You should have a list of all the books you have so people know what they can check out.
This gave me an idea.
On a piece of construction paper, I wrote,
Books banned at Shelbourne Elementary.
And underneath I wrote a list of all the books Mrs. Spencer had banned, with a little dot next to the ones I still had.
I even made due date cards for all the books.
The system worked for a while until...
I'm sorry for the interruption, but can we please see Jeffrey Gonzalez and Amy Ann Allinger in the office?
I didn't do anything wrong. At least I don't think so. Did you do anything wrong?
Jeffrey?
I waited outside the office like a criminal waiting to go into the interrogation room.
But I wasn't a criminal. I had never done anything to get into trouble.
But that wasn't true, was it?
I was here because I had done something.
I'm sure your grandmother was a great person, Jeffrey, and I know you'll miss her very much. Go and collect your things. You could wait here until your parents come. Miss Ollinger?
Any doubt I might have had about why I was called to the office was officially gone.
Miss Ollinger, we need to talk about your locker.
My locker?
Yes, specifically the piece of paper you have taped on the outside of your locker, the one that says,
Books banned at Shelbourne Elementary.
First, I don't like the word banned. The books weren't banned from the library, they were
Removed
from the library.
For no good reason.
Had I said that out loud?
Amy and an entire school board agreed that they were inappropriate, so they were removed.
If there's nothing wrong with it, why do you care if anybody finds out?
I wanted to ask.
But I did.
So you'll take it down by the end of the period.
It wasn't a question, so I did just that.
On a piece of construction paper, I made a sign that said,
Go Eagles number 1!
Principal Vanasuski likes school spirit.
However, if you flipped over the
Go Eagles number 1!
sign, the list of books was right there.
And I wanted to add more.
Unfortunately, my good mood was short-lived.
We learned in social studies that we would start studying the Bill of Rights.
Trey and I were put together to work on the First Amendment.
I couldn't believe I was working on my social studies project with the son of my
Arch enemy.
You don't like me much, do you?
I wanted to laugh.
Don't like you much?
Why would that be, Trey? Maybe because besides your mom banning my favorite books, you drew that awful picture of me last year.
Trey likes to draw.
That's his thing.
And I hated to admit it, but he was really good.
He decided he would draw our whole class as animals.
Everybody loved the pictures.
Except for me.
The picture Trey drew of Amy Ann Ollinger was a wimpy little mouse sitting on a book.
Whoa, what have you got? Like every book you own in there?
Yes, it's very heavy.
Why don't you keep your books in your locker?
Stupid Amy Ann, stupid.
Hey, having to what's my locker?
Lockers are the worst.
But I see you out at your locker all the time. You're always meeting people there.
He was on to me.
He was trying to catch me in a lie, but I wasn't gonna fall for it.
Can we just get to our projects? We missed a whole day because I had to go to the office.
Yeah, what happened? Did you get in trouble?
No.
That's good. I drew some pictures for our project.
I was stunned.
He turned his sketchbook around so I could see.
Did you do anything on the First Amendment?
Yeah,
He drawn people bowing down before a weird-looking alien coming out of a UFO.
they're worshiping an alien. See? The First Amendment says Congress can't establish laws about establishing religions. So they're free to worship aliens if they want.
I don't think that's exactly what it's saying.
I know. I couldn't help it. It was too funny.
It was the first time I'd ever seen Trey smile,
For a
and
sec-
it surprised me.
For a second, I kind of liked him and his funny drawing, which was actually pretty good.
But then I remembered who he was and what he'd done to me in 3rd grade.
Did you do anything for the right to free speech?
Yeah.
Instead, what he showed me was a drawing of a locker with a sign on it that said,
Books banned at Shelbourne Elementary.
My locker. He was right, though. Making me take down my sign was against the freedom of speech.
I hadn't even thought of it that way.
I didn't have much time to ponder that because it was
The
lunchtime.
cafeteria was already crowded.
I saw Jeffrey, waved to him, and watched in horror as he tripped and his tray of banned book went flying, landed smack dab in the middle of the floor.
We were about to get caught red-handed.
Danny, are you okay, son? Here, I'll help you.
In 5 seconds, Banaszewski was going to pick up a banned book, and there wasn't a thing I could do about it.
That's my seat. I was sitting there.
Sit on this!
Hey, break it up!
Banaszewski emerged with a boy in each hand, and one of them was Jeffrey Gonzalez.
That was my seat.
That's enough! We're all going to my office.
As bad as it was for Jeffrey, it had been a good thing the fight started when it did.
I owed him a big thank you.
So, I've been thinking about our visibility problem.
As in our books being visible when someone drops one in the cafeteria?
Exactamundo. And I've got an idea. We'll make fake covers.
And we had to get copies of all the books that are taken off the shelves. Mrs. Spencer was in there with the new list. But we don't have enough money to buy them all.
Well, we could just borrow them from the library.
Stealing was bad.
I knew that.
But banning books was worse. I got this. 10-finger discount.
What kind of person had I become?
With Danny's help, I found myself surrounded by new books that I would add to BBLL.
As I sorted through them, I noticed some still had due date cards.
The old cards were fun to look at.
Sometimes you'd see the same name over and over again.
One girl had checked out Harriet the Spy 3 times.
I pulled the card out of the next book and looked down, looking for a familiar name.
And then I saw one.
A very familiar name.
Was it? No. Could it? No, it couldn't be.
But the more I stared at it, the more I thought,
It has to be.
That card was a keeper.
Jeffrey Gonzalez was back from his suspension.
He sat at a lunch table alone.
Everybody else stayed clear of him.
Loser!
Hey, I'm sorry you got suspended.
Whatever.
I didn't know if you did it for us or...
What?
You know, because Danny dropped the book in the cafeteria. Principal Banaszewski was about to pick it up when...
I didn't do it for you. I didn't do it for anybody. He was in my seat.
Okay. Well, anyway, thanks.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Jeffrey? I'm sorry your grandmother died. I think I might have a book that could help.
Mr. Bear opens a bank account.
Oh no, that's just the fake covers we put on it to fool the teachers. It's called Bridge to Terabithia. I think you should read it.
It sounds stupid.
It's not. It's about this kid who loses his best friend. I think you really like it.
I'll maybe read it.
Okay.
I hoped he would.
Hey,
Every time I turned around, there he was.
what did he want?
I once broke Hampton underpants. I know you have.
O-M-G. Trey knew all about the BBLL.
Did that mean that his mom knew too and
Had sent him for evidence?
You don't have it? Or you won't let me check it out?
I didn't know what to tell him. It was Trey's mom who banned the books.
Not Trey.
Wait. I do have one, and you can borrow it.
The next day, I knew I was in trouble from the moment I stepped foot in the building.
something was wrong here.
Very, very wrong.
It was confirmed when Principal Banaszewski called me to his office, where my parents and all the banned books were waiting for me.
My parents never would have guessed I'd be the one to get into trouble.
I was the girl who never complained, never spoke up, never said what she was really thinking.
Some of these are Shelbourne Elementary Library books. Did Mr. Jones give these to you?
No, I didn't want Mr. Jones to get into trouble over this.
He didn't know. We took those books from the library.
Who is we?
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Nobody. I did it all by myself.
Well, I have a list of all the students who checked out books from your little illegal library.
I should have listened to Rebecca.
Never leave a paper trail.
I'm going to have to write a letter home to each of these kids' parents, Amy Ann. You've affected a lot of people with this little stunt.
He waited for me to say something in my defense, but I was done speaking up. Forever.
Since this is Amy Ann's first major offense, she won't be expelled, but she will be suspended for 3 days.
If I had been quiet before, I was going to be silent from now on.
Speaking up just got you into trouble.
Amy Ann, we don't know where to begin. We're just so shocked that you would do this. It's so unlike you. On the other hand, we're proud of you for taking a stand. Frankly, we're getting word that you would never stand up for yourself, never speak up.
What good does it do to speak up when no one listens to what I'm saying?
I thought.
But I didn't say it.
Keeping all that inside isn't healthy, and we agree there are times you have to stand up for what you want.
Or what's right. We don't necessarily agree with Principal Banaszewski or the school board on this book banning business.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Was I not going to get in more trouble?
But you broke the rules, kid.
Right or wrong, the school board made a decision. You can't just decide what an adult tells you is wrong and do whatever you want.
But what if the adult was wrong?
Your father and I have decided to ground you for a week. Go to your room.
As I left, I overheard them say,
I just don't agree with Mr. Jones losing his job. It's not right.
Mr. Jones got fired, and it was all because of me.
After 3 boring days, I returned to school.
When I opened my locker, folded notes fell out into the floor. Dozens of them.
I'm sorry you got suspended! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Hang in there, hard jam.
Dear Amy Ann, it stinks that you got suspended. Principal Banana is a doofus. Cat.
Free Amy Ann! Did you see all the notes? I told everyone the truth about why you got suspended. I saw your picture on the news.
Did you hear? Mr. Jones got fired. I know.
It still hurts to think about it.
Did you guys get in trouble?
I mean, we got that letter home like everybody else, but that's it. My parents were excited I was reading. So, what are we gonna do now?
It was over.
The BBLL was finished, and so was I.
But I didn't say that.
All I said was,
I don't know. I saw Trey watching me.
My fist clenched and my face got hot.
I was gonna give that rat pink Trey a piece of my mind. But then I ran into Jeffrey Gonzalez.
Hey, Amy Ann, I just wanted to say sorry. You know, for getting you suspended.
How did you get me suspended?
It was that book you gave me, Bridge to Terabithia. I read it, and it made me think about my grandma. When I finished it, I got really upset. It made me cry. I hadn't really cried since Grandma died. I guess I needed to. Anyway, my parents saw it was the book that did it. They called the principal. But not because they're mad. They called to say how great it was that Mr. Jones gave me the book.
I couldn't believe it.
They made me tell. I'm so sorry. I never meant to get you in trouble.
It's okay. I'm just glad you feel better.
The library was a very different place without Mr. Jones in it.
It was quieter, sadder.
I returned my book and ran out.
Right into Trey.
A stack of papers he'd been carrying went flying all over the floor.
Sorry. Wait, what is this?
It's their request for reconsideration forms challenging books that hadn't been banned.
yet!
These are all in your handwriting. You're as bad as your mom.
I didn't know who this Amy Ann was.
But she wasn't going to be quiet anymore.
I thought it was bad enough when you drew that awful picture of me as a mouse last year and hurt my feelings. Now you're challenging every single book in this library?
What's next, Trey?
I'll tell you what's next. You challenge every book in this library for every stupid little reason you can think of, and there won't be any books left!
Exactly.
What?
Okay, first, you hated me because I drew you as a mouse.
Yeah, mice are
Quiet, timid,
Yes.
so were you. And you always had your nose in a book. And whenever anybody said something to you, it was like you were having this conversation with them in your head.
That's crazy!
I don't have conversations with other people in my head.
He was right.
I did it all the time.
I was doing it again right now!
You're right. I'm sorry it hurt your feelings. I won't enjoy it the same way now.
Okay, so what's the deal with these forms?
What better way to show everyone how stupid it is to ban books than to take it as far as it can go? Once you ban one book, you can ban them all.
There's thousands of books. It'll take forever. We're going to need some help.
We?
Once we got into looking for reasons to ban books, it was kind of fun.
That book about the Civil War? Too violent.
That book about the Holocaust?
Too depressing. A book about vampires?
Too sexy.
We didn't have long before the school board meeting and had lots more books to ban in order to make an impact.
Luckily, word had gotten out.
And plenty of kids wanted to help.
What about the Lorax?
That's libelous. The Lords betrayed the timber industry and lumberjacks in a negative light.
Good night, Lou.
The mouse on the cover is a health code violation. That balloon is a choking hazard. And look at the picture of the illustrator on the back. He's holding a cigarette.
Yeah, that encourages kids to think smoking is cool.
Amelia
Oh,
Bedelia.
wait, don't even get me started on Amelia Bedelia. She clearly has Asperger's. And yet children are encouraged to laugh at her.
What kind of message is that sending?
Frog and Toad, they're a gay couple.
Oh, come on. They're just friends.
That's what you say. To me, it's a subversive promotion of a gay lifestyle.
And that was it, wasn't it?
All the book challenges?
The real ones.
Or because one person saw a book.
In a very different way than somebody else.
Which was fine.
Everybody has the right to interpret any book any way they wanted to.
What they cannot do is tell everyone else their interpretation is the only interpretation.
We were going to be plugging down a 3-foot-tall stack of requests for reconsideration forms in front of the school board members.
Mrs. Spencer isn't going to know what hit her.
The school board meeting room was packed.
Oh, Amy Ann, it's so good to see you again.
Mr. Jones, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get you fired.
Oh, it's not your fault at all. I'm very proud of what you did, and I don't want you to regret it one bit.
But I got in trouble. I got a lot of people in trouble.
Well-behaved women seldom make history. Consider this your first case of behaving badly in the name of what's right.
We call the meeting to order.
The meeting began with
Blah, 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 boring adult stuff, blah, blah,
It
blah.
is now time for public comment.
My name was first on the list.
I made sure of it.
Rebecca, Danny, and Troy, join me at the podium.
Only one speaker at a time, please.
I'm Amy Ann Ollinger, President and Chief Librarian of the BBLL. The banned books left our library.
We're not going to hear any more arguments for keeping removed books on the shelf.
No, we're not here to get those books back. We're here with more challenges.
That was the cue.
Rebecca, Danny, Troy, and I opened our backpacks.
We each pulled out huge piles of paper and stacked them on top of each other so they would look really impressive.
What is this?
Well, they're your request for reconsideration forms. We think there are more books we shouldn't be able to read.
But there must be thousands of books in here.
7,541.
Magic Treehouse, challenge for building code violations.
Your Honor, this is clearly a joke. Can we move on?
Oh no, I work in construction and I've seen those books. There are no handrails on that treehouse and those floor joists aren't anywhere near 12 inches apart.
Mr. Chairman, I move that these new challenges be ignored so we can get on with the real business.
You can't make a motion during public comment. Besides, she can't be talking. You said only one speaker at a time.
And who are you?
Rebecca Zimmerman, legal counsel for the BBLL.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to take a seat. Miss Ollinger, your time is up. It's Rebecca Zimmerman's turn to speak.
I respectfully cede my remaining time to Amy Ann Ollinger, and the next 12 names are all Shelbourne Elementary students who will do the same.
Your Honor, you have to ban these books.
We have to do no such thing. Most of these challenges are for silly reasons.
Silly to you, maybe. You took my favorite book in the whole entire world.
From the mixed-up files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler.
Off the shelf.
Because one person said it taught kids how to lie and cheat.
If you ban those books because just one person had a problem with them,
You have to ban all these books too.
And when you're done, there isn't going to be a single book left on the library shelves.
This is silly. Those books were removed because they were harmful. None of us want an entire generation of students growing up to be menaces to society just because some book they read in the 4th grade showed them how.
So, all those books you challenged, if I read one of those, I would grow up to be a bad person?
I say the chances are good, yes?
I could feel every eye in the room on me, waiting to hear what I would say.
Waiting for me.
Amy Ann Ollinger to speak up.
Mrs. Spencer, one of the first books you banned was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Have you ever read it?
No, of course not.
Are you sure?
I'm sure I didn't.
That's funny, because I've got this old due date card from the Shelbourne Elementary copy, and it's got your signature on here from 1982.
Well, I might have checked it out once.
You checked it out 5 times, Mrs. Spencer.
Ha!
Would you say that you're a good person?
I'd like to think so, yeah.
Then I think so too. You raised money for the Children's Hospital, had our playground fixed, and your son is a good kid, even though you read this book in 5th grade. Probably because
For all the amazing things books can do, they can't make you into a bad person.
Miss Ollinger, do you have anything else?
I think I may have a solution. I humbly submit that we go back to the fair and balanced system as set down in this school board's bylaws.
Move to submit all challenged books through the reconsideration policy.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I don't understand. What does that mean?
It means we won.
After the school board meeting, every local newspaper and news station wanted an interview with me.
I said the same thing to all of them. Nobody has the right to tell you what you can and can't read except your parents.
Mr. Jones got his job back, and all the books were returned to the library shelves for good.
Every now and then, you have to break the rules to do the right thing. Mrs. Spencer had banned my favorite book because she thought it would encourage kids to lie, steal, and disrespect adults, and I had done all those things. But it wasn't any book that made me do all that. It was banning the book that did. I thought that was pretty funny, and thought about saying so.
So I did.
Melissa Richmond.
Kellen Gallagher.
Noah Polygon.
Jennifer Zufin.
Matthew Cunningham.
Nicholas Pappas.
Michael Szczepaniak.
Andrew White.
Allie McPeak.
Anna Petro.
Anthony Shoemaker.
Anthony Casenza.
Andrew Pettis.
Taylor Mondragon.
Mai Suthigosia.
them away from you after a couple minutes so we can get them out of their costume, get our set back, and then hopefully they can be home and doing homework or sleeping relatively soon. Our hope is to get them out of here by 8. So, thank you so much for coming tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show, and aren't they great?